In this video, I will be teaching you 6 simple tricks for you to actually be able to achieve your goals. The first trick to achieving your goals is to write them down. By writing your goals down, you increase the likelihood of you achieving them by 42%. All it takes is a simple 3 minutes of you writing down in a journal or on your phone your goals. And if you were to do anything else where you could spend 3 minutes to increase your likelihood of success by 42%, I'm sure you would do it. So why would you skip out on this opportunity here? And this is even backed by science. Science has shown that when you write down your goals, you simulate your reticular activating system, your RAS part of your brain, and this helps you strengthen the memory that you have towards your goals, and it serves as a tangible commitment towards your objectives, which again makes it easier for you to remember that you have goals, which allows you to have more motivation to actually achieve them. By the way, the rest of these tricks don't apply if you don't write down your goals, so this is the most crucial step. Now, trick 2 involves you reviewing your goals. So once you have them written down, you are supposed to review your goals at least 3 times a day. Now, I know this might seem difficult, and you don't have to worry because you don't have to start at 3 times a day. A good start is once per week. And let's think about how many times you look at your phone a day. Do you view it twice, 5 times, 15? Many people pick up their phone multiple times a day. And so the best way to review your goals as much as possible, which helps you remember them more, and by remembering your goals, you're more likely to achieve them, put your goals on your phone. So one thing I like to do is have a little widget open of Google Tasks or something, like a Notion doc or whatever you're able to, that is a little square box that allows you to see written information. Write your goals there, like just a little thing on your front home screen. That way every time you open your phone, you're able to see a glimpse of your goals, and make it your mission to really dig deep into your goals and focus in and be able to absorb what they're saying to you at least once a week. So maybe every Sunday you open up your phone and you just look at it and really make sure you know and understand your goals very well, and even maybe think about actions that you could take to help you reach those goals. Now, those last 2 tricks were pretty easy, and almost anyone could do that, no matter how much willpower or motivation you have to actually achieve your goal. This next step is for people who really want to achieve their goals. If you truly want to achieve your goal, whether it is working out in the gym or it's getting a raise for your job, if you truly want it, try breaking down your big goal into smaller, manageable steps that you could do in a day or 2, maybe even a week, and create a detailed action plan to achieve those small little steps. Make sure you have clear deadlines and make sure everything is a SMART goal. Now, what is a SMART goal? A SMART goal stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So specific means that you clearly define what you want to accomplish. Measurable is that you are able to track your goal and measure your path to success. Achievable is exactly what it says, that you can actually achieve your goal. And relevant, that it is relevant to the time that you're setting it. That again ties to achievable. And then time bound. You want to make sure you have a deadline to that goal. A deadline that is achievable and makes sense. So, your big goal, whatever it is, you want to break that down into those small, actionable steps, preferably as SMART goals. And these small actionable steps can be used to make a to-do list that you follow every day or each week to help you make a step towards your goal. It is also, by completing your to-do list, you can measure your progress towards your goal, which further boosts motivation, which makes you have a higher likelihood of achieving your goal. So, let me give you an example. That way you could use this in whatever situation you're applying this to. So, for example, you want to be able to lose 20 pounds in the gym. So you want to break this into very small, attainable micro goals that you can achieve at least like during the day or maybe that week. So the first step you want to do is find a way to track a to-do list. This could be physical, where you use note cards to track your to-do list, or this could be digital, where you have an app like Notion or Google Docs. In my opinion, I use Google Tasks, which is an app you can download on your phone. It's also a website that you could use on your laptop. On Google Tasks, I list about 5 to 7 tasks I want to achieve that day. And if I were to be losing 20 pounds, one of my tasks would be to go to a gym. If that was my first step, go to a gym, because the hardest thing is starting. Then on that list, to micro achievable goals that I would set, watch a video on a training plan, or maybe book a call with a trainer. And then those micro achievable goals could be drive my way to the gym, or today I'm going to be running 1 mile in my effort to lose weight. Those tiny little tasks, that's all you need to help you achieve your goal. Now this next tip is something that not all of you may need to hear, but it is definitely helpful if you are doing this wrong. Don't have multiple priorities. The word priorities is actually quite new, because the word priority means above all, the most important, and there can only be one. Modern day culture has shifted that into priorities, where you are now able to have multiple priorities that are above all. And this can relate to your goals, because if you have too many goals, you're almost never going to be able to achieve them, because you're putting your energy into so many different tasks that everything's just going to be mid. Like, it's just going to be your product, your outcome. And to actually achieve your goal, you want to limit these goals down to 3 or 4, depending on how long it's going to take you to achieve that. So, for example, I don't recommend setting goals that are a year from now, because that's just typically too long for people. So I would generally recommend that you set a goal either 3 to 6 months from now, and in that time range of you setting goals for yourself 3 to 6 months from now, you should make sure that you limit yourself to 4 or less, because anything more than that, you're either going to be severely burnt out, something else is going to damage you emotionally or physically, or you're just not going to achieve anything. So, and since you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you are new to goal setting and don't typically achieve success. I would go for 2 or 3 goals. And then as you get better at actually achieving them, you can increase the amount and test your limits. Now this next step is very, very important, because if you set a goal, the most common challenge is that you're going to lose motivation. And the second most common challenge is that you're going to forget about it and not care about it, which you shouldn't, because you'll be following the tips I've mentioned earlier. But anyways, accountability is usually the biggest struggle. People struggle with holding themselves accountable to what they've said. The best way to combat this is to tell a friend or family member about your goals and dreams. Give them exact details that you wrote when you wrote your goals down, and share that inspiration and motivation that you have towards your goal. They'll most likely come back at you with the same type of energy, and they'll be excited for you. And since you have a good friend or a good family member, they'll make sure that you will be accountable to your goal. You can ask them to keep you in check, to make sure that you're constantly working towards that goal. And if you ever feel out of it, they're the person that can help you motivate, not silly videos on YouTube that promise motivation. Along with accountability, since we're on that subject, if you find that friends and family are just a bit shy of motivating you, you could always set a reward for when you achieve that goal. So, for example, let's say you lose 20 pounds. You feel amazing. You finally achieved your New Year's resolution after 5 years of procrastinating. So you go out to do something special. You get with your friends and you go out in the woods and hunt for deer because that's your favorite activity. Or let's say you're a person who really, really loves surfing. You indulge in yourself a little bit and spend the money to take a trip with your family or some friends to Hawaii and do a weekend of surfing. Whatever it is you're passionate about and that makes you excited and motivates you even more to achieve your goal, that could be your reward. You could also, though I don't recommend it as much because it isn't as backed by science, set a punishment for yourself. Dan Martell is a influencer online who helps motivate people to achieve their goals and is an inspirational speaker. He set a goal for himself to have a visible six-pack of abs. And he, if he wasn't able to achieve that, would have to sign up for a bodybuilding competition where he'd have to show off his body. And so it would be embarrassing if he was unfit to at a bodybuilding competition. Now, my last tip for you is going to help you with the rest of the problems you may face when achieving your goal. And that is to plan ahead and identify possible roadblocks or obstacles you may face while reaching for your goals. To do this, once you have set your goals, wrote them down, review them daily, and follow the rest of the tips I have given you, I want you to pull out your journal. And if you don't have a journal, it should be your goal to get one. But pull out your journal, and if you don't have one, you can use websites like Notion or just a little pen and paper that you'll have saved and not lose. It's very important. And start writing about your goals, as you already have, and then think about the future and the path to achieving those goals. And brainstorm potential roadblocks on that path. What could go wrong? And so what could go wrong? Like, will you lack motivation because that's something that you've experienced before? Do you have a fear of failing? And are there distractions or unforeseen events that may occur that would stop you from achieving your goal? And then once you find out these potential obstacles, dig deeper into why the obstacle is a problem. Asking yourself why several times is very important to finding the core issue. And once you find that core issue, it's pretty simple to solve. Once you've found the root cause, the next step is to develop contingency plans, which is basically if-then plans. So if you're losing 20 pounds, if that's your goal, and your goal for the day, your mini manageable task is to exercise your body, to do a 45-minute exercise. If you miss your workout and don't go to the gym, then I will do a shorter one later in the day at home. So you could do this by watching a quick YouTube video. Just think about each small micro step, and that will help you so much. These if-then statements really can push you back on the path to success if you ever fall short. And on the topic of journaling, I have this video here that teaches you the steps of journaling and how it can improve your life if you're interested. Now that's all for today, folks. But if you are ever interested in removing your fears, or let's say you have a fear of failure or anything else and you need to get rid of a fear fast, watch this video here because it teaches you a method Harvard students use